good morning, and good morning. Welcome to the Coffin Bible Hour Show. I'm your host, Brother Melvin, right here in Chicago, Illinois. Good morning. And just across Lake Michigan in Grand Rapids, Michigan, is my co-host, Brother Devon. Brother Devon, welcome to the Coffin Bible Hour Show. How you doing this morning?
Morning, Brother Melvin. Good morning, all the listeners out there. Man, I'm doing well, man. Every time my eyes open up, I'm blessed, man, to have a brand new start. Hope everybody else feeling okay out there. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm doing real good, real good. Just back from a weekend and a week beginning. Everything is copacetic. Everything is just rolling right along. So just thanking God that He kept my air supply on, giving Him the praise for another day that I can build on my salvation and show the Lord that I believe Him, trust Him, and will follow His word until the day that I die. I just want to say good morning to my listening audience. I see you coming in the chat room. Good morning, but I know you out there in other avenues. Good morning. Hope everything is good with you. Hope your family's doing good. Hope everybody is doing well and they're ready for a brand new week to, to get off into God's word. You better get on. You better grab a hold to it because these weeks go by so fast now. Man,
Man,
we
man.
be we be a long way down the road before you know it. But brothers and sisters, we do appreciate you guys getting up, joining us on the Coffin Bible Hour show. We on 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6:35 a.m., 7:35 a.m. Central Time, 7:35 a.m. Eastern. 4:35 a.m. Pacific and 5:35 a.m. Mountain Time. We are here to deal with the Word of God. We don't get off in our own interpretation. We just read the book. And speaking of reading, Devon, what are you reading from this?
I'm gonna come from Psalms 27. It says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. And though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord." Praise ye the Lord.
Praise the Lord. I'm coming from 135 this morning. 135 verse 1 said, "Praise ye the Lord. Praise ye the name of the Lord. Praise him, O ye servants of the Lord. Ye that standeth in the house of the Lord, in the court of the house of our God. Praise the Lord, for the Lord is great. Sing praise unto his name, for it is a pleasure. For the Lord hath chosen Jacob unto himself, and Israel is his peculiar treasure. For I know that the Lord is great, and that our Lord is above all gods." Praise ye the
Praise ye
Lord. I
the
always
Lord.
like to start the program off by giving this great God that the praise that he truly deserved. Let him know that he opened and closed this program for sure. And brothers and sisters, once again, just want to say good morning to everyone. Hope everyone is well. Now I'm ready. We finna get ready. We finna go on our adventure now. Everybody fasten their seatbelt and get ready. Let me get my uh, let me get my prayer list out here. Prayer list out here. And my wife, she's still on there, but everybody, she's doing great. She's doing great. She's doing great. So brothers and sisters, I always ask you to be mindful of the people on the prayer list, and that you keep them in your prayers. And also, we always gonna pray for our little bitty youngsters, our children, that the Lord guide them in this world that is just too wicked for anybody. But we sure need to protect our kids. So, brothers and sisters, keep that in mind about our prayer list. And what we gonna deal with since we in the month of February. This is the month that they set aside for to deal with Black history. But I tell people, I was telling them yesterday, Devon, when it comes to Black history, to me, I'm not going. Before I put that in there, I need to get out of there. Let me get that out of there. That's what we're gonna deal with today. I'm not Black history to me is something that didn't have to be, and said so. I'm not. This is not a month for pride.
No.
It's not a month for the pride to show that we can do stuff. Everybody know we can coach a football team. Everybody know we can. Only reason we didn't coach a football team because you didn't let me coach no football team. And once we learn the language, we got the same brain that everybody else got. But due to the fact that we was denied stuff, and then when they gave it to, you the first Black guy to finish college. We could have been, but that could have happened the second month we was here. You would have let us whip. So I don't consider all that. That's a blessing from the Lord. But the reason why we here and the reason why we got Black history is because of Black disobedience. Because the Black that I'm talking about is Israel. There's a whole lot of Black people. That's why when you say Black history, I don't like that. It should be, especially in America, and that's covering the islands and everything.
Yeah.
It should be the one that you call the Negro, the African American.
Yeah.
Because Ham ain't saw the tribulation that we saw, and he is the same color. We proved that last week when we did Israel is the people of color. But what that didn't, we're gonna show you something else that identify us. Because the world don't want to believe that we Israel. I'm not putting these shows on to pump us up. Because we fell a long way, brothers and sisters. We the one supposed to be running the world. Us. But we fell out of the hand of our God and fell from the top. And when you hit the bottom, you didn't just hit the ground, you went all the way in the ground. So what I'm going to deal with today to show you, yeah, we Israel. But they gave us the name Negro. So I said the curses from God identify Israel, the Negro. The curses from God. Because some people still think, oh man, y'all ain't no Israel, y'all ain't the people of the Bible. But we're going to let the Bible tell you. Then you make the call, because I ain't finna argue with you.
No.
Put it on the table. You believe it or you don't. But let's start this in Hosea. Hosea the 8th chapter. Because if we not Israel, then why we tugging the load that God called on Israel? But you say, I'm Negro, I'm an African American. But I'm gonna get us back to the name that God gave us, and that's Israel. Let's go into Hosea. Hosea, the 8th chapter. We'll pick it up at verse 1. Hosea 8 and verse 1. Go ahead.
Set the trumpet to thy mouth. He shall come as an eagle against the house of the Lord, because they have transgressed my covenant and trespassed against my law. Israel shall cry unto me, my God, we know thee. Israel hath cast off the thing that is good. The enemy shall pursue him.
You done cast off the thing that's good, and who gonna pursue you? The enemy. So all we have to watch is the people that's getting constantly pursued by something. And the enemy is not, you got to go back to the spiritual part first and then come back to the physical part. Somebody's sending all this trouble your way, and you don't even know who it is. Skip down to verse 8 and go ahead.
Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure.
Now what they gonna be? Now they gonna be among the Gentiles. See, that let me know these brothers don't have a clue. So God got mad with Israel. Now he gonna send them among the Gentiles. That's Israel. Gentiles are the Europeans, brothers and sisters. That's the seed of Japhet. That's the one that took us out. But he said, then the book said we among Gentiles. He got mad with us, sent us among our other brothers, the 9 tribes. Come
That
on,
makes
man.
sense.
Somebody got to start using their mind. Go ahead, verse 9.
For they are gone up to Assyria, a wild ass alone by himself. Ephraim hath hired lovers. Yea, though they have hired among the nations, now will I gather them, and they shall sorrow a little for the burden of the king of princes. Because Ephraim hath made many altars to sin, altars shall be unto him to sin. I have written to him the great things of my law, but they were counted as a strange thing.
See, and guess what? That's why the law is a strange thing now. Because Israel, way back then, made God's law, which should have been a great thing. But now, when you say you keeping the law, all of a sudden, oh no, we don't have to keep that law no more. Act like it's something nasty to not have no other God before you and to love your brothers and sisters. Keep the Sabbath. Oh no, we don't have to keep that old. No, sir. Go around to Hosea 9 and pick it up at verse 1. Go ahead.
Rejoice not, O Israel, for joy as other people, for thou hast gone a whoring from thy God. Thou hast loved the reward upon every corn floor. The floor and the winepress shall not feed them, and the new wine shall fail in her. They shall not dwell in the Lord's land, but Ephraim shall return to Egypt, and they shall eat unclean things in Assyria.
Now, you see what he said? Look at in that first verse. He said, Israel, let me tell you something. Don't you rejoice like other people.
Wow,
He said,
right.
he said, rejoice not. Because you ain't got no business rejoicing.
Wow,
And we done
really?
fell a long way. You got no business. Only time we can hold our head up is when we putting this word on the table. After that, you almost need to drop your head.
Mm, mm, mm,
You know, don't show no pride because
mm.
you went whoring from under your God, the God of the whole creation that was gonna
Whole
put you over the
creation.
whole world. So, but we 1 month you want me to act like we done did something?
Right,
We
right,
did
man.
all this damage already.
Oh.
Skip down to verse 7 and go ahead.
The days of visitation are come. The days of recompense are come. Israel shall know it. The prophet is a fool. The spiritual man is mad for the multitude of thine iniquity and the great hatred.
That great hatred among Israel. You know, skip down and read that verse 7, then we're gonna go back and visit that third verse when he said, Ephraim shall return back into Egypt, because he scattered the 9 tribes by the Assyrians. And they took them out and they ain't been heard from. We just saying a little bit about it now. The Ubus and the Philistines, all of them that scattered among Ham over there. Read that verse 17. Go ahead.
My God will cast them away because they did not hearken unto him, and they shall be wanderers among the nations.
You just wandering
Wow.
among the nation. Why are you wandering among the nation? Because that's what the Lord done did to you.
Mm, mm,
But you
mm.
don't know your resting place. But let's go deal with Ephraim first, because let's get them out of the way, because I'm gonna show you Ephraim ain't never been called no Negro. We gonna show you the one that's the Negro, not all Israel, not the 9 tribes. The 9 tribes didn't cross that over here to be called no Negro. Let's go into Second King, because he said they was gonna be scattered among Egypt, which is among Ham over there.
Mhm.
They still there. But somebody done wrote them. They done came over here and they came back in the New Testament, and they down there. Peter and them got to reteach it. That is not biblical. That's Israelites. That's what that is. That's Israelites, not biblical. 2 Kings 17. Pick it up at verse 12. Go ahead.
For they served idols, whereof the Lord had said unto them, Ye shall not do this thing. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, Turn ye from your evil ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks, like to the neck of their fathers that did not believe in the Lord their God.
I got to read my comments, boy. I read this comment so we can stop beating up on ourselves because we under the blood. Everybody under the blood. Let's confess Christ.
Yeah.
Still don't circumvent what we did. That's why they
Right.
still beating our head. So,
Right.
see, if you think we can rejoice, then why do they just our own people just beat one of our own brothers to death?
Right.
Because the curse is still upon us.
Right.
We ain't never supposed to stop doing our work. But
No.
yeah, we under the blood. But the blood sure ain't stopped that. It stopped from hitting upside the head.
No.
So that's what we showing you, that we fail. we dropped a long way. And see, that's what some people think. See, man, we under the blood now. Thank God for the blood, because they probably been consumed you
Yeah.
completely.
And we only
God,
under the blood if we accept it.
right. God, don't you know God is still mad because we talk? God is sitting in heaven today, mad because we moved him as our king. He said, I was angry with Israel when they took me down and replaced me with a man sitting on my throne. He said, I was your king. And the Lord still mad about that. you know, because but he the one of them kind of mad. He love and hate Israel.
Yeah.
But now this is what happened to this is what brother's gonna tell me, that Judah one that see the 9 tribe got off into pagan worshiper. Oh, both of them got off into the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both of them got off into the same thing. Skip down to verse 18 and go ahead.
Therefore, the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. Also, Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord their God, but walked in the statutes of Israel, which they made.
Now see, he said the Lord therefore was angry with Israel. This really is the 10 tribe now. He said,
Mhm.
and removed them out of his sight. But who did he leave? He left Judah. This brother don't even know only reason he had to leave Judah because Jesus had to come through Judah. Other than that, he would have caught them out. He would have caught them out at the same time because Judah was just as wicked as it. Matter of fact, the Bible said Judah was worse. Go ahead with that 20th verse.
And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel and afflicted them and delivered them into the hands of spoilers until he had cast them out of his sight. For he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king. And Jeroboam drave Israel from following the Lord and made them sin a great sin. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did. They departed not from them until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cutha and from Ava and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof.
You see what happened? He's saying Israel, but when he's saying Israel, he's talking just strictly about the 10 tribe, which Levi came back. So
Mm-hmm.
they left Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. These are the one that fall upon the banner as Jews. But the only one that's really Jew is Judah. But they under the banner of the Jew, which is Judah. But look what he said. He once these guys got to sinning, he did just what he said he was gonna do. He took them out. Took them out just like he said. And then what did he do? I'm gonna show you we still was gone. He took us out. Now when we reading right here, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't happening right here.
Right.
It's down as time come along, because he took them out. Now you understand this. And who he put in the land of Samaria? He in the city of Samaria, he brought in strangers and put them in the land. Now, if they came back as Gentiles, why did they go to their land? Even when Jesus showed up, now you understand why Jesus told his disciples. Let's go into Matthew 20. Now you understand why he said, why Jesus, when he's talking to the woman by the well, and she said, wait a minute, you're a Jew. You don't have no dealing with us because you want Israel.
Right, right. Same color.
Same, might have been the same color and everything. I don't know what color that woman was by the way, but she apparently she thought she probably was, because at that time, yeah, it was all that was people that the Syrian was dealing with.
Okay.
Matthew 10, pick it up at verse 1. Let me show you when he picked his disciple, what he told them.
And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease.
Now skip down to verse 5 and go ahead. What did he tell them though? Go ahead.
These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So all of a sudden, the lost sheep of Israel, although the 9 tribe wasn't nowhere around, but the Gentiles, you know, I'm gonna show you why the Gentile won Israel and the Samaritan won Israel. As a matter of fact, that's what Israel was called, the Samaritan, the kings of Samaritan and the king of Judah. It's both, they was called that. But now you know why, because those not Israel. And then you have to understand what God was doing, Jesus was doing when he showed up. He was getting his priesthood back together. So he had to get his teachers in order. So don't waste your time going into the city of Samaria. They can't teach. Go deal with your brother, the lost sheep of Israel, because that's my priest. And I had to get them back on track. You know, let's go back to Hosea 13. Hosea 13. And pick it up at verse 5. Hosea 13 and verse 5. Okay, go ahead.
I did know thee in the wilderness, in the land of great drought. According to their pastures, so were they filled. They were filled, and their heart was exalted. Therefore had they forgotten me. Therefore I will be unto them as a lion, as a leopard by the way will I observe them. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps, and will rend the call of their heart. And there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beasts shall tear them. Wow.
Now he's talking about what he gonna do to Judah. That's why I broke it down into 2 parts. Ephraim, they already went crazy. He already took them out. Now he's finna deal with Judah. And he finna deal with Judah now. What did he say? Who gonna get them? He said, according to their pastor, so were they filled, and their hearts was exalted. Therefore, they forsaken me. And look what he finna say. He said, therefore will I be unto him as a lion. Who is the lion? Nebuchadnezzar. He said, I'm gonna be unto him as a leopard. Who is the leopard? Alexander the Great. And he said, I will meet him as a bear. Who is the bear? The Medes and the Persians. And then that last one, that wild beast. That's wild baby. You know who that is? That's the Roman. That's the one that tore you up physically and mentally. He said, man, I'm through with y'all. I'm finna roll y'all down the hill like a rock. Because y'all won't listen. You know, we were still Israel now. Let's go to Jeremiah 4. We were still Israel, Devon. But we wouldn't act right.
No.
You know, wouldn't act right. So that's why I say this is a week for you. You can explain to your brothers and sisters why the Lord, because the man is not beating up on you. Your God is the one that's whooping your head, Israel. Jeremiah 4, he just got to do it by the hand of man, because that's who he works through. You know, Jeremiah 4, and pick it up at verse 3. Go ahead.
For thus saith the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground, and sow not among thorns. Circumcise yourselves to the Lord, and take away the foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my fury come forth like fire, and burn that none can quench it, because of the evil of your doings.
Because the evil, now who is he talking to here? You notice he ain't talking to nobody but Judah and Jerusalem,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what Jeroboam was upset about. He was afraid the people was gonna go back up to Jerusalem to worship, so he built all them pagan gods. So now he's talking nobody but Judah here, because the 9 tribes is gone. You know, skip down to verse 7 and go ahead.
The lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy cities shall be laid waste without an inhabitant. For this gird you with sackcloth, lament and howl, for the fierce anger of the Lord is not turned back from us.
Now sometimes the Bible write like how I talk, Devon. Look at that 7th verse. Sound like, if you read it, he said, the lion has come up from his ticker, the destroyer of the Gentile. No, the destroyer is the Gentiles.
Right.
But, see, but if you read that, sound like you talking about somebody finna come and destroy the Gentile.
Yeah,
But the Gentile, but just then when you read it, then you get to understand. He said, the lion has come up out of his ticker, the destroyer. He could have left that out of there. The Gentile is on his way. He said, going forward from his place and making the land desolate. Who making the land desolate? This Gentile. He said, cities shall be laid waste without habitation, without inhabitant. Skip down to verse 11 and go ahead.
At that time shall it be said to this people and to Jerusalem, a dry wind of the high places in the wilderness toward the daughter of my people, not to fan nor to cleanse. Even a full wind from those places shall come unto me. Now also will I give sentence against them. Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariots shall be as a whirlwind. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled.
When Nebuchadnezzar came upon Judah, all of a sudden they said, oh my God, we spoiled. He took them out. He came up on them. He came up on them, brothers and sisters. And only like a whirlwind. You know the wind was the one in the valley of dry bone. Is to go blow on them the 4 wind. Babylon, Medes and Persia, the Greeks, and this Roman. And this Roman is still the Babylonian system is still blowing on our dry bone. It's still blowing. Let's go. Did we finish that?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Jeremiah 15. Now look what your God finna say. He's tired of y'all. I'm tired of these ninjas. Let's see what I can do. He said, man, they won't listen. They won't do nothing right. Jeremiah 15. And let's pick it up at verse 1. Go ahead.
Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity.
He dropped the thing on us and said, Lord, man, get these people out of my sight. And somebody said, well, what you gonna say? Where shall they go? In other words, he almost said, I could give up, but he has wrote it this way. Such as the death is the death. He's such as going to the sword, let them go. Such as to the famine, let them be hungry to the famine. He's a such as from captivity to captivity. And I'm going to show you went from captivity to captivity until you landed here in America and on your great name, Mr. Negro. Skip down. Did you read all that? No, you stopped.
No, I'm at 3. Yeah.
Go ahead with that verse 3. I got so many Jeremiahs in there right upside each. Just go ahead.
And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And I will cause them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth. because of Manasseh, the son of Hezekiah, king of Judah, for that which he did in Jerusalem.
Now, see, you think this guy, he's still talking about what Manasseh did. Look how far down the road is Manasseh.
Right. Man,
God don't
man.
forget. Hey, God don't forget. Go ahead, because look, when he's seeing your way, look what he say in that verse 5.
For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord. Thou art gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting.
He said, man, every time y'all do something, I forgive y'all. And y'all keep clowning. He said, I'm weary with repenting. But look what he said. He said, who shall pity upon thee, Israel?
Wow.
You think somebody pity when you were swinging from a tree? Matter of fact, that's what they call a picnic. They would actually come out there and sit and open their picnic basket and watch you swing from a tree dead. Put you over barbecue pits and barbecued you just the way you roast that pork that you eat. Ain't nobody pitying you. Ain't nobody saying, how's Israel doing? Is they doing that now? They still ain't doing it.
Wow.
But this didn't have to be. You mad at the people roasting you, but you shouldn't have been there in the first place. I couldn't roast you if you would have did the right thing. Let's go. So we ain't got no time to be. See, we want to show all the great things we did. Man, we are great people. We build the pyramids. Right there, that closed the book because ain't nobody else built it. They still think aliens came out of space and build a pyramid. But we build them. So we know what we can do. And something we can't do, we can't obey our God. That's what we need to talk about. And we still can't obey it. Let's go into Jeremiah the 24th chapter. All this stuff written about us here. Y'all want to jump around act like we done did something. No, I'm going to show you what we didn't do. And that was obey the greatest God, the God of this creation. They gave you everything, set you on high, but you didn't like high. You like low.
Wow.
Jeremiah 24, and pick it up at verse 1. Go ahead.
The Lord showed me, and behold, 2 baskets of figs were set before the temple of the Lord. After that, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away captive Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and the princes of Judah, with the carpenters and smiths from Jerusalem, and had brought them to Babylon. 1 basket had very good figs, even like the figs that are first ripe, and the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten. They were so bad.
Now the good fig Nebuchadnezzar grabbed, that was Daniel. That was Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Them guys was good. He grabbed them and put them, close to them. But now these wicked figs. Skip down. Let's read about what happened to them wicked figs. Verse 8. Go ahead.
And as the evil figs which cannot be eaten, they are so evil. Surely thus saith the Lord, so will I give Zedekiah the king of Judah and his princes and the residue of Jerusalem that remain in this land, and them that dwell in the land of Egypt, and I will deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth for their hurt, to be a reproach and a proverb, a taunt and a curse, in all places whither I shall drive them. Wow.
Now you see what he
All
said?
places.
They so wicked. But I want you to pay attention. This prophecy didn't come to pass right here.
Okay.
Because look what he said, Yvonne. He said, I will deliver them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth for they hurt, for they can become millionaires. No, for they hurt.
Right.
To be a reproach and a proverb and a curse. This didn't happen right then. Because Jesus got to come through Judah. You just got to keep that in mind. So he couldn't do this. But he didn't call it on them. He didn't call this on them. Let's go into Luke. Now we're going to show you when this came to pass. Let's go into Luke. Let's go into Luke 4. Now Jesus came and he looking at when he walked up on the city, he just started crying because he knew what was going to happen. He knew what was going to happen. That prophecy back there had to come to pass. He had already called it on him. But he had to do what he had to do. Luke 19, pick it up at 41. Go ahead.
And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, If thou hadst known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes.
See, we don't even know the things that belong unto our peace. We don't know when we show up, everybody's supposed to tremble because those are the people of God. Now when you show up, everybody start locking their doors. Think you finna rob and kill them. But look, we don't even know that we supposed to be running the world. We the ones supposed to have servants, not to be servant. That's hidden from us. Go ahead with that 43, man.
For the days shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation.
And the Lord, he started crying, said, whew, man, this is going to be a terrible time for him, because that prophecy haven't been fulfilled yet.
Right.
Let's go right on into 21. Go into 21. Because once he done called, it got to come to pass.
It's got to, man.
It got to come to pass. But I got a few things I need to do in the middle before I get to that prophecy. Now you finna get to it. Luke 21 and 20. Go ahead. This is titled, The Roman. Still the lion, the bear, the leopard. Now you can get down to that terrible beast. Go ahead and read that, verse 20. Luke 21 and 20.
And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
Now you see what he said? This be the day of vengeance, that all thing is written. What is written? That I'm going to scatter you all over the landscape. But it hadn't happened because he only talking to Judah. He ain't even mentioned the 9 tribes no more. Because they gone. You know, he said, because it be that prophecy back there, what we read in Jeremiah, got to be fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
He said that all things written might got to be fulfilled. Go ahead with verse 23. Go ahead.
But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down to the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
And you see what he said? He said, great wrath upon this people, not on the whole world. This is not the same as in Matthew 24. He's talking about the same time. You go back and read. They sitting on the Mount of Olives, and one asked when the temple gonna get tore down, and the one asked about the coming of the Lord. Mm-hmm. Matthew explained the coming of the Lord. Luke explained about the temple getting torn down with Titus in 70 AD, and you got some people out there don't understand that. You know, they think the world ended right there. Man, where's the understanding? But look what he said, they're going to be, because if it was the end of the world, brothers and sisters, this people wouldn't be getting carted off into captivity. Right. The Lord would be gathering us.
Right.
Come on now. He said, they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led captive in all nations. And Jerusalem going to be trodden time of the Gentile. Let's show you how long this thing going to be upon us. Go ahead with that verse 25.
And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
So how long you gonna be in this thing? Because the Gentiles gonna be over you until the coming of the Lord. Then they gonna see the Lord coming in the cloud. Read that verse 28. Go ahead. Then what you got to do when you see all this? Go ahead.
And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
Yes, Lord. That's when your redemption. So that means you ain't been redeemed yet out of the land he done scattered you in. Because this God's still angry. Now you over here, all of a sudden now, here you go. You this is when he took you out right here, when Titus took you out. Yeah. Let's see where you landed at. Let's go into Lamentation. Because this Lamentation is mourning about Judah. Not the nine tribe. This Lamentation, this is Jeremiah lamenting about what happened to Judah. Lamentation 2, picking up at verse 8. Devon, go ahead.
The Lord hath purposed to destroy the wall of the door of Zion, and he hath stretched out a line. He hath not withdrawn his hand from destroying. Therefore he made the rampart and the wall to lament. They languish together. Her gates are sunk into the ground. He hath destroyed and broken her bars. Her king and her princes are among the Gentiles. The law is no more. Her prophets also find no vision from the Lord.
All of a sudden now, once he took you out, all of a sudden your kings and your princes are among who? Among the Gentiles. Your African, your Israelite brother. No, you don't have to be doing no lamenting, because they'll be lamenting right along with you. But he put you among the Gentiles. And once you got here, let's see how they welcome you in. Let's go into Deuteronomy. So, boy, we so glad to see these. Man, what shall we call them? We can't call them Israel. Let's give them another name. Let's call them Negroes. That was one of them proverbs that they put on us. What is a Negro? I don't know and don't want to find out. I'm Israel. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to stick to what God called me. Deuteronomy 28. Now this, people are, why y'all go to Deuteronomy 28 all the time? Because the Lord put it here for we can go here. That's why we go there. Because I ain't going to even read about the blessing, Devon, because everybody that's around now, we was born under the curses.
That's right.
Blessing was gone by the time we got here. Pick it up at verse 15 and go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shalt thou be in thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
Now you see what you see all that stuff that's gonna happen to you if we don't observe to keep the commandment. First, he was saying all these blessings would come up over you and overtake you. We don't know nothing about those. He said in that 15th verse, he said that all these curses shall come up on thee and overtake thee. If you move to the city to get out of the south, they gonna get you. Because some of the areas that we stayed in the city, I'm gonna be honest with you, Devon, it was worse than down south.
Wow.
At least the rats down south stayed outside. Come to the city, the rats were all up in the house. So, y'all got rats in the house?
That's pretty bad.
Man, I'm serious. We had bigger rats down south, but they was outside.
They knew their place, huh?
They were respectful rats. You go to these little city rats, they all up in your house. Look up one in the refrigerator. Skip down to verse 25. Go ahead.
The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
Now he don't have you. Now we getting back to that again. He's doing that. He's moving you to all the kingdoms of the earth. Skip down to verse 28 and go ahead. Just like he called.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, and thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee.
Now look what he said. He said, the Lord gonna spike you with madness, because we mad, man. We mad at all the stuff that happened to us. He said, blindness and astonishment of heart. You astonished at all the stuff that happened to you. He said, and thou shalt grope in the noonday. In other words, you constantly feeling yourself around, trying to figure out who you are.
Wow.
You know, we was groping by all the names that we wrote. We gonna get to that verse. I ain't gonna bring them up yet. He said we was groping. In other words, that's like somebody filling in the dark, can't see where they going.
Mm-hmm.
But we done did everything. We done marched. We done set in. Dr. King done got killed. Malcolm X done got killed. And guess what? We still groping. Still groping, brothers and sisters. With madness, we mad, man. I know I was a mad brother, man, when I came to Chicago.
Yeah.
Because, man, I couldn't figure out what was going on.
Right.
I didn't understand until I read this book. That song that David put out, until I read read this book, then I got some understanding. Go ahead with verse 30.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway, so that thou shalt be mad for thy sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see.
You was mad, man. But I'm gonna pick it back up at where you started at verse 30. He said, "I'm gonna be betrothed for a wife. In other words, you gonna go out and get you a wife. You gonna jump the broom."
Mm-hmm.
And master can come in there and jump your wife anytime he felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they say it was a curse for to be a beautiful woman. But I don't think master did. Lord, they were just going after that black woman. I don't think it was all on the beauty, because he said you were married, so you gonna build houses and somebody else gonna stand. You gonna plant cotton, them vineyard. We planted all that cotton and somebody else got rich off. Cotton was all back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
We all. Then I was looking at over in the island with Sister Kizzy. That over there was sugar cane,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a very, very tough labor. A lot of our brothers died over there, but they got rich off of that stuff. He said, "Your sons and daughters shall be given unto another people." Who did this happen to? Who did that happen to? Show you that Israel don't even be thinking. You got Israel even today is buying land, buying land. Well, we'll get some land. Things get too bad. Things get too bad. What they gonna do to you? They're gonna come take your land, take your food, take everything they got, and they're gonna do it by the hand of the government.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Come on, Israel. Only somebody we can plant ourselves in is our God. We don't believe that, though. We don't believe that. Go ahead with that verse 36.
The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locusts shall consume it.
Now you see what he said? You're going to serve wood and stone, because when we come into this slavery over here, who is our big priest? The Catholic Church, brothers and sisters. And they got all them statues that you bow down to, which is stone. You don't serve that. We doing that. That's why we do everything we doing now. They done when we got to America. I was talking to a young lady yesterday. I said, "Dude, we don't even lay it to hard, Devon, that when we got to America, the Europeans already had a God,
Sir.
and it wasn't your God.
No.
And when you came out of slavery, you built your church on their God. Now, when somebody try to tell you, you act like I'm crazy. But look what he said in 37 verse. He said, thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword. All them little names they call you. Negro. See, I can say coon. Negro just as bad as you calling me a coon because that ain't none of my name.
Right.
You know, African American. That ain't my name.
Not my name.
But that's all the stuff that doesn't happen to us as a people. Skip down to verse 41 and go ahead.
Thou shalt begat sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
Well, Devon, I skipped one here because you city people don't know about this one. In that verse 38, he said, thou shalt carry much seed into the field. Now, southern people know this is sharecropping.
Wow. Okay.
You get much seed in the field. I don't care how much cotton you pick. At the end, well, John, I'll be by there and settle up with you. You always broke even. There's no way you can eat up that much cotton. You broke even. Well, let me look on the book here. You got about you had about 15 bales this year. Looking at it and see you know we fed you during the you didn't have no money, so you came up to my store and got some food, and we gave you your little car. You got gas 10 cents a gallon, but you done burn all this gas, and then most of us couldn't read and write, so you always broke even. I ain't talking about something I know. I've seen this.
Right.
I've seen this. I lived a part of this and sharecropping. But look what he said. Thou gonna begat sons and daughters, and thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go to jail. Who filling up our jail right now? Our sons and our daughters. It's filling them. Why is all this stuff happening to us if we not Israel? Go ahead with verse 47. I mean, what we at? 43, right?
Yep.
43, go ahead.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Now you look what he said. Now remember now he telling them this when they first came out of Egypt, and when they left Egypt, it was a mixed multitude.
Mm-hmm.
Probably was Ham among them. It was probably Gentiles among them. He said, the strangers that among you, Israel, they gonna come up very high. And what's gonna happen to you, Israel? You gonna come very low. He said, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. And he shall be the head, and you the tail. A guy gonna tell you, well, Michael Jordan, all that money he got, so Michael Jordan just the head he's just part of head of the tail. I was looking at the money one time, Devon.
Uh-huh.
Do you know Steven Spielberg can buy Oprah Winfrey twice? He can buy Michael Jordan about 3 or 4 times. I said, the money we got is play money compared to real money.
It's always been that way.
Because guess what? All Oprah is part of the tail. Michael is part of the tail. He's just the head of the tail. But he's still a tail, because the Lord done called this thing, man. Lord done called this thing on us. And we don't know. We still growing because we don't understand it. Skip down to verse what did he say? And they shall be these curses gonna be up for a sign.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the sign is? Who picked all that cotton? Them black folks.
It's a
Who
sign.
did all that sharecropping? Them black folks who had a wife and another man laid with it. And ain't nothing you can do with it. Not doing slavery, but
Mm,
doing plantation time.
mm.
I'm talking stuff I know that I seen in my lifetime in the South. I ain't guessing about this. Some of this stuff I don't know about, but I
Okay.
saw the tip end of it. Go ahead with verse 47. Go ahead.
Because thou servest not the Lord with thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Wow.
He have destroyed us, brothers and sisters. When you say our kids, you look at the kids, that's our future. Look at our kids, they in jail. So our future is captivity. You know, skip down to verse 63 and go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
See, that's our key right there, Devon.
What?
If he didn't scatter us, we agree to that. We came here by slave. We gonna read it in a minute. Well, why you don't believe the part that when you get here, you're gonna serve another God?
Wow.
Why ain't nobody searching that out?
Mm, mm, mm.
If all this other stuff then came true, why you think that part ain't gonna come true?
Right.
Go ahead with 65.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life.
You don't have no showing. Your kid go to the park today, might not come back home.
You know,
He said, among these nations, you ain't gonna find no ease, neither shall the sole of your feet have rest. So the Lord gonna give you a trembling heart. Devon, you might be walking down south. They didn't have no buses and transportation. So you done stayed somewhere, you walking in the dark. They might pick up in their pickup truck and decide to have some fun.
right. That night, yeah, yeah.
Just decide to have some fun. So that's why he said, I gave you a trembling heart both day and night. You ain't got no assurance of your life. Because guess what? Police kick your door and come in your house right now and take your son to jail. But they don't do that to the Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on, don't take my son. I'm gonna call my lawyer. You said they'll slap that phone out of your hand, might take you on the jail with your son. Why does all this stuff happen to you? You are American. Okay.
Right. Supposed to be right.
Skip down and read that verse 6 and 8. They're gonna put the cap on this thing. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Now, the children of Israel didn't go down into Egypt by no ship, but Egypt that was our first captivity. He said, I'm going to bring you into captivity this time, but you're going to come by ship. How did you get to America? How did we get on into the island of Jamaica and then Belize? We came by ship.
By ships, man.
And what happened once we got here? They put us on a block and they sold us, not as a family.
No.
They sold us by peace. Who did this happen to, brothers and sisters? Let's go into Daniel. Let's see it. Now, this might not happen. He said, if we obey. Let's see if we obey.
Okay, okay.
Let's let the book tell us. It might be somebody else he's talking about. We just don't know about it. This might not even be Israel. Because Israel, they some good people, man. Yeah, right. They talk the wicked ones their way. Let's go to
right.
Daniel 9. Let's pick it up at verse 11. And you didn't have no business to be wicked. Lord did a whole lot for you, Israel. And you counted as nothing. Daniel 9 and verse 11. Let's see, what do we do? Go ahead.
Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem.
Ain't nothing ever happened. There ain't one people that was snatched up,
Right.
dragged out of their land. We don't even know that we are a nation of people. We just scattered all over the landscape. We still Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. But we all over the landscape. Go ahead, keep reading.
As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil has come upon us, yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our God, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. Therefore
go ahead.
Okay. Therefore hath the Lord watched upon the evil and brought it upon us. For the Lord our God is righteous in all his works which he doeth, for we obey not his voice.
Now you see what he said. What we said. We still ain't made our prayer.
Wow.
You should be for us. We should all continue. Lord, take this stuff up off us, and we turn from our wicked ways. That's what Black history should be to us. Not showing that we Black and we in America, we can do this. No, we should be on our knees praying to our God.
I'm Black and I'm proud.
Praying on us, man. You don't want to put it on us. Let's go to Isaiah 42. Let me show you another place you can find us at. Isaiah 42. Pick it up at verse 19. Go ahead.
Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant, seeing many things, but thou observest not, opening the ears, but heareth not.
We don't understand nothing. All this information. Skip down to verse 22 and go ahead.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil, and Israel to be robbers? Did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law.
He said, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They set up stores in our neighborhood. The stuff they sell us, they wouldn't sell it to nobody but us. And look what he said. They hid away in holes, graveyard. The funeral home is making big money off our young men and daughters. Now we shooting and killing. The funeral guys only somebody getting rich. He said, who among gonna give ear to this? And who gonna read this in the Bible and hear for a time to come? Say, wait a minute. Who filling up the jailhouse? Israel.
Yes, sir.
He said, but who gave them to the spoil? The white man gave us to that. No, your God gave you to the spoilers. Go ahead and read that 25th verse.
Therefore he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it hath set him on fire round about, yet he knew not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. Wow.
We even laid it to heart, man. We were going to jail now. To us is a badge of honor.
Wow, right, yeah.
Oh, man, what you call? Oh, man, all them up there in Statefield, man. They be on the bus talking like they in college.
Man.
Something wrong with these people, man. Let's go into Zechariah. We got one more place after that. Before I get mad at Israel this morning.
Oh, right.
Make me overeat.
Look at you, boy. I tell you.
Zechariah 11. Pick it up at verse 3. Go ahead.
There is a voice of the howling of the shepherds for their glorious spoil, a voice of the roaring of young lions for the pride of Jordan is spoiled. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter.
Who is the flock of the slaughter? Israel. The pride of Jordan is Israel. Read that 5th verse. What happened?
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
You
Wow.
see what they brought you over there. They got rich selling you.
Wow.
Because you was a free commodity that they made money off of.
Wow.
Let's go into Jeremiah 50. This is the last play. And brothers and sisters, these curses identify us. Who does this happen to? It happen to nobody but us. Jeremiah 50, pick it up at verse 6. Go ahead.
My people hath been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them. And their adversaries said, We offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers.
See, they didn't have no problem when they did you wrong. That would say they hold themselves not guilty. It done got so good to the world that even your own peoples down there in Memphis say, wait a minute, man. This brother here, he Israel. We can whoop him too. And they whooped the boy to death. Be quiet. Because he said, we don't offend not. They think they ain't offending Devon, and they got a big old camera sitting right up on their chest. Yeah. You can see everything.
Yeah.
Oh man, I ain't doing nothing wrong. Man, wait a minute. They whoop Rodney King like this. Man, there was nothing wrong. Rodney King was resisting arrest.
Wow.
Now Israel got in on their own thing. You the one sold your own brother for a pair of shoes. But everybody know. Why we ain't never had a big gang whooping of a Jewish person? Ain't happening ever.
Man.
Oh, man. Devon, when I go into jail, I ask them guys in jail, I said, what are African brothers at? There ain't no Africans in this jail. That's all these blacks in there, ain't no African. He's here that wanted to turn the key. I said, wow. We don't even lay it to heart, brothers and sisters. We don't even lay it to heart. Brother Devon, what you got to say before you get out? I know you got to go. What you got?
Man, like you said, you never seen a group of police whoop a Jewish man to death.
With that little hat on his back of his head.
Right.
You see whooping come on. With that little, what they call that little thing on the back of his head?
Yarmulke.
Yeah, whoop that yarmulke off. It ain't happen.
That's not funny, man. But that's the truth, though, man. They would beat us and hang us and go to church, man. and like you said, why we tugging the load if this is not us, man? May God bless you. May God keep you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. If you had to get on out, I'll go ahead and wrap it up because I know you said you had to go to the doctor.
All right. May all the listeners, man, have a good day, man. I'll talk to you a little later.
All right, man.
All right. Take care.
Brothers and sisters, I hope you got some understanding out of this program this morning that the curse from God identified Israel the Negro. These curses on us, brothers and y'all. I'm gonna get on y'all. Y'all know when Devon leave, I take this thing out of my face. Y'all don't help. Y'all just don't help. Come on, Israel, help a brother out. Look, man, when we look at all this stuff, that's why I say when I do the history, brothers and sisters, I will not be talking about like it's such a good thing. We know we are people. We was peoples of God. If that's why I be telling people that in my funeral. You ain't got to get up and tell all Mel did this, Mel did. Just get up and say I was a servant of God. That'll tell the whole story. And Israel was God's priest. So we know they knew how to do right. They just refused to do right. Brothers and sisters, I hope you got some understanding out of this program this morning. And show this program to your family member and let them know that ain't nobody did nothing to us but our God. And let them make sure you get it over to them that once we got carted off into slavery, that we was gonna serve other God. Not only did you get cut off into slavery, now I hook you up to a God that can't get you salvation. And you don't even know it. You get mad at me because you want to because you think a rabbit can lay an egg for Easter and all that stuff. That's teaching of the Gentile, the one that you're among. So, brothers and sisters, I hope you got some understanding out of this lesson. But what I said I was going to do, because you know what, I had an elders meeting this week, and we got a problem with the people of the land. So I'm gonna put this up here, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna put this up here all week. Y'all sitting at home. If you near a class, you supposed to come to class. You don't sit at home and watch this on video. Now, if you ain't got no class in your area, then that's what you do. But 50 miles in your car ain't nowhere. I can drive 50 miles here in Chicago. So get it at 50 miles. Hey, we had some brothers. I don't know if none of us in them on. Well, yeah, they on. Down in Sykeston. Them brothers used to get in the car and drive down from Sykeston, Missouri, down to the Memphis class to get this word, brothers and sisters. That's about 150 something miles, 160 something miles. And they did it every Sabbath day. I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, I got living proof. If you sit at home and you can get to a class, your understanding going to be way out in the woods. Because I got a partner. He get every lesson come on. But his understanding is way out in the woods somewhere. Because the Lord knows you got to do what he said. He said, forsake not to assemble yourself together. You know, so I'm going to remind you every day that you got to get up on the Sabbath and keep the Sabbath by going to class, not by sitting in front of your TV. It's a convenient to get the word out to people that don't have a facility. But what happens, we trying to put facilities in your area, then you got to support them by going to class. You know, I ain't mentioned no money, but if you got to pay your tithes. But I'm talking about you need to support the building that people, teachers be there. We got a facility for you to come, then show up. Stop staying at home. So I said I'm going to put this on and keep reminding you to keep the Sabbath by showing up. So brothers and sisters, with that being said, I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me on the Coffin, me and Devon on the Coffin Bible Hour show. He had to get out a little early, had a doctor's appointment. But brothers and sisters, I hope you got some understanding out of this lesson this morning. And brothers and sisters, y'all go out now, enjoy life. Just don't get off in the sinning. Don't get off in the sinning. Take it to the limit. Just don't get off in the sinning, because the Lord wants you to enjoy your life. Enjoy life whilst you have life. And that's all you got to do, brothers and sisters. Just don't get off in the sinning. Lord wants you to have fun. So y'all take care. Hey, let me remind y'all. Oh man, I got so many. Let me remind y'all something. Got to remind you of this. That tonight, that program will be on tonight at 6 o'clock. Come on in my room. I'll be with my asphalt kicking buddy Mark and Antonio. Tune in Monday. I always just say Monday because now the evening comes so fast. We be in the evening at 6 o'clock Central Time. We will be here again for some more word in the Lord at 6 o'clock on Come On In My Room. You know, if you let me put it up there. So you have to, if you want to go on YouTube, Facebook, and you put in "Come On," C-O-M-C possibly M-O-N. Come on in my room. We'll be here at 6 o'clock, brothers and sisters. But until that time, I want you, brothers and sisters, to go out and enjoy yourself. And we will see you tomorrow on the Coffee and Bible Hour show. We're also going to see you this evening. We'll see you tomorrow on the Coffee and Bible Hour show. So go out, enjoy your day. And if the Lord is willing, we will be here for another great episode in the Word of God. Y'all take care. Be blessed. We will be here. You know what else? If the creek don't rise, we going to be here. Y'all take care. Be blessed in the name of Jesus. In Jesus' name, amen.